What is a product, service that you can't still believe exists in 2019? www.nissan.com is still owned by some mom-and-pop computer repair guy from the 90s. I remember stumbling across this by accident when I was looking for my first car in 2000. He's been fighting Nissan Auto for decades and won't give up his domain. I work for a grocery store that for many years has had a phone line where people could call and it would tell them the current time and temperature. They still have this system, and if it isn't working we get phone calls from people angry that it isn't working. Convenience fees for paying online. They're such bull crap. I played Neopets religiously like a decade ago and the website is still up and running. It hasn't changed since. Same layout and everything. Video stores. There's one near my house that still stocks VHS tapes. I have no idea how they keep the lights on, but I go there from time to time just for the nostalgia. McAfee antivirus. AOL, everyone used them for dial-up internet back in the early 2000s, but they still provide internet to tons of people. My dentist's building has an employee just for pressing the buttons in the elevator. Amway, Mary Kay, and any of the legacy, multi-level marketing schemes. The Facebook guy who posts Michael Jackson updates every day. Sorry for my bad English, but in the place where I live there are guys going around the houses and whistling. What they do is sharpen your knives with a stone they carry. Edit, I'm from Mexico. I sometimes find it hard to believe that you can go into a beauty salon and say to someone, "Hi there. I think my asshole is a little too dark. How much would it cost to have you bleach it for me?" And they would respond with a number, and if you paid, they would actually bleach your asshole for you. Those stores that rent out furniture and appliances at exorbitant rates. Telemarketers, how? You have called this number 12 times in 3 weeks and it is my work phone. If I didn't believe the IRS was filing a claim against me the first time, why the hell would it work the next 10 times? The Schwanz man. Dudes drive around in trucks and peddle frozen goods door to door. Nothing against them or their product, the premise still just weirds me out. It's like a milkman. The U.S. Postal Service will still keep forwarding a letter 3 times in the hope of reaching the correct person. All for the cost of 1 stamp. Vacuum shops. I had an issue with my sewing machine a few months ago, and the nearest authorized repairer was a vacuum shop that looked straight out of the 1980s. It was such a surreal experience being in there. MySpace technically still exists, but they lost all of their users' data a while back. One of the film festivals I was entering required that your submission be on Betamax tape. That was pretty interesting. There was one guy in town who could convert it for me. He lived and worked in this big old house, covered floor to ceiling with shelves of every kind of video, film, audio device you can imagine. Fax machines and everything that goes along with them. Infomercials. I can't believe you still can buy things from TV. Call now and you'll get 2 things that are usuallys. Thanks, now I have 2 parrot toys that reminds you chores. Door-to-door salesmen. No one takes them seriously and almost no one ever actually buys their shit. Singing telegrams. The NES support phone line. Nintendo still answers anyone who calls. The number is written on the back of the NES. I am always pretty shocked to learn Netflix still delivers DVDs. Fire. Been the same shit technology for like 3 million years. Phone book. Once every 6 months I seemed to find one either sitting under or on top of my porch. I just recycle them. Recently, I was a bit surprised to see that Walmart still sells cassette tape recorders.